Hang on, there's someone that...
Yep, we got it.
Hello, everyone. You've signed on for another great edition of the King's Castle. I'm King James. I'll be your host for the next hour of entertainment news, wrestling news, and whatever else you want to know. And here to help me, as always, is my colleague, the always reliable and very dapper-looking Blair Chopin. Blair, good evening.
That's a nice introduction. Thank you.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. Yourself? How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. But it's on kind of a sad note that we have to start tonight's show.
Oh, I don't like that.
Covered representing Yokozuna and helping him win the WWE title at WrestleMania 9. So,
Fuji. What's the difference? I feel like I'm saying the both. I say wrestlers die in their 40s and 50s. I feel like, at least the ones we're hearing about recently. Eat all their they do all those steroids and they either kill themselves or their head explodes. But Mr. Fuji, great guy, got to live a long life. I'm sure he made a lot of memories.
Yes, he did.
So it's not something entirely to be sad about. If he was 30, or in his 50s, like most of them, then maybe.
Right.
The saddest I was for a wrestler passing was the Macho Man.
I'd probably have to agree because
inside of me.
Because that was totally unexpected, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
See, the funny thing, I've heard a lot of funny Macho Man stories, and one guy said he was working at a 7-Eleven in the 90s.
Yeah.
And this was before wrestlers could break kayfabe out in public, meaning they always had to play their character when someone recognized them.
So they couldn't break character in public if they were being recognized?
They weren't supposed to.
Right.
So Macho Man was just up there trying to buy, I don't know, a Slim Jim or something. And the guy recognized him and was like, he was just saying, okay, this is, like, Macho Man was just talking normally. Like, this is all for me. And the guy says, wait, you're the Macho Man. And all of a sudden his voice changed. He's like, oh yeah, brother! I am the Macho Man!
Oh,
and I will snap into this Slim Jim.
Well, I guess he knew what to do if he needed a little excitement.
But I think the Macho Man also, besides Scott Steiner, he wins the creepiest muscles award.
I wouldn't say that.
Veins popping out of them.
I'd probably have to say the creepiest muscle award has to go to either Hulk Hogan or Superstar Billy Graham.
Superstar Billy Graham. If Superstar Billy Graham and Reverend Billy Graham wrestled, who would win?
Without a doubt, Superstar.
But you don't think... But you realize his secret weapon of Billy Graham. What is up with your eye? What is your eye doing?
It's just the pool. Sometimes it gets a little red when I'm in the pool.
I feel like you were winking at me. You just thought like Superstar Billy Graham and then you start winking at me?
No.
Yeah, he is. It's blind, he's gone. The people on the King's Castle are worried about you. Tell them your eye's okay.
My eye's fine, folks. It's alright. Sometimes it just gets a little red if I spend too much time in the pool.
Okay, good. They need
or if I get my mask a little too filled up.
They're goggles. He's not like wearing a mask.
Right.
Like a Halloween. You made the people think like you're wearing a wolf mask into the pool and scaring children.
That's not what
like a Halloween mask.
That's not what that means. But anyway,
did you decide what you wanted to be for Halloween?
Well, not yet. But anyway, again, to the family of Mr. Fuji, our hearts go out to you.
Exactly.
Mr. Fuji, R.I.P. But on a lighter note, we've seen some very interesting things go down this week in the world of WWE. But I have to start right at the top of the list. This past Monday night on Raw, we were scheduled to see a fatal 4-way elimination match between Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and Big Cass for the Universal title.
It's a big match. Tell the people what happened.
Now, I can tell you that Big Cass got eliminated early. So, we now get down to 3 men. It looked like for a while that Roman Reigns had this thing in the bag because he was kicking the snot out of Rollins and Owens from all the corners. Even He even speared Seth Rollins on the outside.
Ooh,
but right at the last minute, we were shocked when from out of the crowd, Triple H came in, pedigreed Reigns on the outside, rolls him back in the ring, and enables Rollins to cover him for the elimination. But the swerve didn't end there, because we were all thinking that Triple H was just going to hand the title over to Rollins because Rollins had been the Authority's puppet for 2 years. But not exactly, because in a last-minute swerve, Triple H turned on Rollins, pedigreeing him in the middle of the ring, opening the door for Kevin Owens to get the pin. So now Owens is the Universal Champion.
What?
Yeah.
This is how clueless I am on this stuff.
I was thinking the same thing when I made that call, because even Michael Cole said it himself. In 20 years, he'd never seen anything like that, and he thought it was probably the most shocking moment in the history of Raw.
Well, I don't know if that's true. I mean,
the most shocking thing is that Doink the Clown still isn't around.
I will say, though, at least from my perspective, it's one of the most shocking swerves in recent memory.
Yeah, because you and I, just last week, James, we were talking about what exactly are they doing with Kevin Owens?
Right.
And you and I basically guaranteed, I thought Rollins was going to win. We basically both agreed that this is basically a match between Rollins and Reigns.
Yeah.
If you would have bet on this match, which you can bet on WWE matches, and you would have just taken a chance on Kevin Owens, you would have won a lot of money.
Yeah.
I even suggested on our show last week that they should make Kevin Owens a transgender wrestler. But now he's the Universal Champion.
I remember that. I remember that. You did say that.
And now he's the Universal... You can't predict this stuff, can you?
Well...
You think you can?
Well, you know what? I did say a couple of weeks ago when we were doing our SummerSlam review that I thought they were trying to build Owens up as more of a tag team wrestler to try to help him evolve into a better singles competitor so he'd get more response out of the audience. But after Triple H handed the title over to Owens after the match, all you could hear in that arena in Houston were the fans chanting, "You deserve it!" So I think they're kind of warming up to him.
Oh, I think they've always...
And in my opinion, this is a big investment, but I think it's going to work.
Yeah, I'm really surprised this hasn't happened earlier, because I remember when Owens, when he first got the call up to the WWE,
right,
and he was having those epic matches with Cena, I thought he was going to get his title shot sooner, and I kind of thought with all these mid-card matches he was wrestling, it just wasn't going to happen for whatever reason.
Well, they did build him up before, because, like you said, he had the epic match with Cena, but then he's had 2 separate reigns as the Intercontinental Champion.
Right, but then I was like, well, he's eventually... After the thing with Cena, I just thought he was going to have like this kind of Finn Balor ascent to the championship.
Right.
Or a championship run.
Right.
But it's interesting. This shows me that they're making a conscious effort to try something new with this Universal title. Because they put Finn Balor in there in the first place, and he, due to injury, can't hold on to the title, and then they throw someone else new in.
Right.
Instead of the status quo kind of guys, for lack of a better term.
Well... I think it was Jim Ross that once said at one time that when they unveil a superstar in WWE, they try to make their debut as epic as they can, and they try to build them up as much as they can to either the point where the fans love them or they love to hate them.
Right.
And I think the way they built Kevin Owens up is brilliant, and it's about time he became the champion. Now, the question is, how long can that last?
Right.
We'll have to see come Clash of Champions. But when we come back, I have another twist as it relates to the story between Barack
Obama,
and SmackDown Commissioner Shane McMahon. I'll get to that right after this. Stay right there.
So I guess my Kevin Owens transgender idea just totally went to waste.
No. Yes, it did.
Maybe the dumbest thing ever said on the show, besides analysms.